Alright, so this is a color explaining video. I already did the liner and the flat colors to just save some time, because this is mainly going to be like explaining rendering almost, but you know, just more than just the flats, I guess you can say. I'm not really an expert on any of this, so don't take any of this like too hard, like by the book, you know. Don't like copy exactly what I say, because it's meant to just be a general guide, I'll just say. Alright, so here I've got my subject, Mechit, arm. Okay, usually I like to do little highlights just to make the art look, I don't know, juicier, you could say, jelly. A lot of people use the term jelly nowadays, so let's just go with that. Alright, you got your highlights. Basically, obviously, the highlights are gonna be in parts where the light hits. So today we're saying that the light is coming from this direction, hitting from the top up. Yep. Alright. So usually for these large areas of a single color, I like to do a darker color just to kind of break it up a bit, and also have more of that jelly feel, I guess. Okay, let's bring in those highlights. There you go. Alright, for the shading, you generally want to go down here, darker, and also more saturated. So this is saturation. So this is saturation, and this is, I guess, value, right? So you wanna color pick, go down, go a bit, and then you can change the hue of it too. So you got this nice shading color, and then you wanna do the same thing, but change the hue, and then try and match the saturation and value first, and then go down. You have a nice color. Okay, that's how you do add more color. I think this is too unsaturated, so let's bring it up. Still too light. Let's go down. Usually they won't look good first try, so just keep messing around with it. There you go. Let's just add a bit more shading to the inner side. Right, and then let's work on this. So like I said, more saturated, you can change the hue. Obviously, if it's further away from the light, you will want the value to go even more down. But since this is quite close, we'll just keep it like that. Oh, and when you layer values, it also helps to make everything, when you layer colors, it helps to keep everything more cohesive. Go over here. Just to be more blue. I will speed up and edit some parts if it's just me coloring. So, it'll take less time. I'll try not to, because I want to show like the full process. I'll give it a bit of a blush. Over here we can do some highlights. A nice pink. honestly, just mess around with the color. If it doesn't look good at first, then usually you can change either the hue or the saturation and try and make it look better. And you can overlap if it's too much of one color. It's always good to zoom out if you want to have a better look of your drawing. I'm just doing very rough coloring because obviously if you spend more time on it and add more details, it'll look better, but this is not meant to be a very in-depth look, more like a basic general guide. Alright, usually I use blues and purples, as you can see, for all of the shading and highlighting, but just try and choose values that are hues that are close to each other on the color wheel, and usually it'll look good enough to make it look cohesive. Because if you have too many colors, it starts to look muddy, and you don't really want it to look muddy. So it's also good to have similar colors to the base color so that you don't lose what the base color is supposed to be. See, so in this large area of empty color, just gonna add some other color. Make it look nicer. This does take a lot of trial and error, I must say. But usually, if it doesn't look right, just mess with, like I said, mess with the hue and the saturation and the value. Maybe it's too dark, just lighten it. It's too muddy, just up the saturation. Usually that works. But of course, you should try and make it your own style. So just mess around with it till you like it personally. You don't have to copy exactly what I said. There, so I don't know, let's just say we're done here, right? Just add a bit more. A few more colors here and there. Let's say we're done with this, and the next step is to color the line art. For line art color, you usually want to do this base color, turn up the saturation, turn down the value. You have a nice line art color. And obviously for areas that are hit by the light, you want it to be brighter. Areas that are not hit by the light, you go darker. Easy peasy. Usually the line art has low saturation as well, but for the darker areas, but it just depends on your art style and what you prefer. I like to have my line art pretty saturated so it pops, but you can mess around with it. There you go. For areas that two colors intersect like this one, you want to have the line art pretty dark so that if you had it pretty light, it gets a bit confusing where stuff is. Oh, you can mess around with it. Of course, just do what you prefer. I don't really explain very well, so I hope that whoever watches this video can kind of just do their own thing with it. It's just general generally what I do. I don't want this video to be too confusing, so I'm just trying to keep it a little simple. Alright, let's color this eyebrow and add some light. It just depends if you want that light, honestly. I don't really like it on some characters. Let's give detail. I did make a short with a different medkit drawing. I just wanted to do this one so that I could start fresh, and also it's the thumbnail that you will see. I'm sure you know that by now, but this is the thumbnail that will be on this video just to save me some time. There you go, and he's done. If you wanna add anything else, you can. For my normal drawings, I like to add sparkles. Here's the medkit from the short. You can see that it's pretty similar. It's basically the same. You want to add little details, you can. Add some blush on. There, and you're done. That's basically it. You can have fun experimenting and all that. You can see that the medkit over here has more pink in the horns. You can add that. Try not to spend. Try not to get too frustrated about the colors. It's all about trial and error, really. It took me a long time to be able to get here, and I know it's not even the best, so don't worry if it doesn't work out in the beginning. You'll get the hang of it if you keep trying. I don't like that. There. Oh, he's done! And okay, that's the end of the video. Hope you guys can try this for yourself and tell me what you think, if it works for you or not. Alright, thank you.